Last September, I sent Congress a detailed jobs plan full of the kind of bipartisan ideas that would have put more Americans back to work. It had broad support from the American people. It was fully paid for. If Congress had passed it in full, we'd be on track to have 1 million more Americans working this year.
723, the president. The other day, I heard a bite from him. It was Thursday. He was speaking, maybe it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday or Thursday. He was on his fundraising tour because he was in San Francisco and L.A., and this was some event with some kids before one of the fundraisers. It had to do with the student loans. And he was making a big deal about how he wants Congress to do his student loan reform, in which you'd only have to pay back, your payments would be capped at 10% of your disposable income. And the kids cheered wildly for that. And I'm thinking, 10% of your disposable income, what does that mean? Is that after you pay for your rent and your food and your car payment and your cell phone bill and your cable TV bill and your clothes bill? At some point, what's left over is considered your disposable income, and you're going to only have to pay 10% of that on your student loans? We have people hurting. We you talk about giving back. We have people giving back their houses. They can't afford to live in their houses. And his idea is, 10% of your disposable income. We'll cap your payments at that. Speaking of San Francisco, L.A., I got a friend who's out on vacation out there. And I said, if you're out and you like old records, you have to go to a place. It's called Amoeba. They have 3 locations in California. L.A. on the Sunset Strip, up in Berkeley, and they have one down near Golden Gate Park, near Haight-Ashbury. It's a great store. I mean, huge store. Some of the oldest stuff, rarest stuff you ever want is there. And I only bring that up because looking at the transcript here with the guy from the Bureau of Labor about green jobs, if you work at a used record shop, that's a green job. And bring it out even further, if your wife serves you leftovers today to eat, she's performing a green job. Not to mention the food may be a little green. See, then you wonder, when you look at these unemployment numbers, you really have to wonder now, are they real? And you see 8-something%, do you think they're real? You ever wonder what the unemployment really is? If you have the Bureau of Labor saying everybody who drives a school bus, that's considered a green job, if that's the way they think, and it gins up the numbers, how much do you really believe now? Until I read this transcript, I was naive. I thought green job meant, hey, you're actually working in a solar panel factory making solar panels. That's a green job. You're in that industry. I never thought driving a school bus would put you in the green job industry, or working at a record store, or selling somebody a Schwinn. Frank in Highland, you're on 89 WLS.
Hey, Jake. Actually, driving a limo would be that'd be a green job. But hey, you're talking about paying back the student loans, only using 10% of your disposable income. You wouldn't have to work then. If you didn't work, you wouldn't have to pay back your loan, right? So
apparently not.
Or just don't report the income, I guess.
Well, if you spend enough on rent and food and clothes and your car and cell phones, you don't have much disposable money left anyway, so there's nothing they're going to get from you.
Well, could the government defer that, like, say, 10 years? Say maybe we won't start the loan until 10 years after school when you're really making the big money as a lawyer or doctor, and then we'll do 10% of your disposable income?
I don't know. I just heard the one soundbite, and the kids went crazy over it.
Yeah.
Because that's going to solve everything. That's going to put people back to work and back in houses.
Well, Section 8's working well.
Yeah. It really is. Thank you, Frank.
All right.
Section 8 is where the government pays, I think it's like 25%, something like that, of the whatever the rent is. And so there are some nice apartment buildings that are part of that. Some very nice places. Norm, you're on 89 WLS.
Good morning. There are some unfulfilled green jobs or shovel-ready jobs going on, and that's when these guys who are determining these green jobs start talking. The shovels should be ready and at hand and going to work.
The people are talking about the green jobs?
Yes, we're talking about the green jobs. The guys that are talking about the green jobs, there should be a whole flock of people standing there with shovels. When they start talking, start shoveling.
Thank you, Norm. Jim in Naperville. Good morning, Jim. Welcome to 89 WLS.
Good morning, Jake. I'm marrying a divorcee. Am I doing my green job? I'm recycling.
You'd be recycling, but she would be the green job.
Well, I'm going where no man has gone before, though, Jake. Does that count for anything?
And she's a divorcee?
Correct.
Wow. Is that why she got the divorce? Because she...
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
And what makes you think you're going to succeed where others have failed?
Because I'm going where no man has gone before.
Right. Green job. Thank you, Jim. All right. You're going to have to listen to the podcast to figure that out. There's a lot going on in that call. There's a lot going on in that call. We'll get back to your calls and a whole lot more as we continue on Awake with Jake on 89 WLS.